podcast with your hosts, Tyler Phillips and Bruce Troncoso.
Welcome back. It is late at night, right after the Super Bowl. We got some instant reaction coming your way. First off, I want to say I'm sorry for my voice. I'm very raspy today.
Oh, you want to tell them why?
I yell very loudly at sporting events, and we went to one on Saturday, and my voice hurts now. But we got instant reaction. We had to do this tonight because we had a Super Bowl today. Also, if you're here from Twitter, welcome for sure. You might have seen our live tweets during the game. Follow us on Twitter because we're hopefully going to do a lot more live tweeting. Hopefully going to put out a lot more stuff. Bruce is a really good tweeter. Honestly, he's hilarious. It's funny because I know it wasn't a competition between us, but like that entire night, so both of us had the account, and we were both like just tweeting different stuff through the game, just like whatever each of us thought of. And it's not a competition, but I really wanted to like get more likes than Bruce throughout the night. And every time I would tweet, I would get 0 likes, or like I'd get like 1 like in like 5 minutes. And then I wouldn't even see him tweet, and I'd get notification like, your latest tweet just received 7 likes, all like in 5 seconds. And I was like, I don't get it. But we had a tweet that went semi-viral. For us, it's kind of viral.
For us, it wasn't viral, but for us, it was really exciting.
How much do we have on it now?
It hit 26 likes and like 9 retweets.
Yeah.
I felt good about it. It was the most I ever had.
Yeah. If you're guessing, that's a Bruce tweet, by the way. And it's absolutely hysterical. But we see all of you accounts tweeting the exact same thing an hour later and getting 800 likes. We don't appreciate it.
It's sad. It's a sad thing. It's all right, though. It's all right.
But yeah, definitely follow us on Twitter. And we'll hopefully do a lot more of that. So, but we had the Super Bowl tonight.
Super Bowl.
And you didn't like it?
Yeah, it was probably the most boring Super Bowl I've ever... I don't want to say the most boring. It was very boring, though. Very boring.
Going into it, all we really asked for was a close game. And we got a close game.
It's close, but at the same time, it doesn't feel close.
No, yeah.
It's just because, like, at least towards the end of the game, it seemed like the Rams had no control over what was happening.
Did the Rams ever feel like they were in it?
I guess when they were tied 3-3, yeah.
Yeah,
they tied it up 3-3 in the third.
I just felt like the only way the Rams really had a shot in that game is if their defense had gotten a turnover. It
did.
At the beginning of the game, that wasn't in their territory.
Yeah, it wasn't.
They had let the Patriots kind of march down the field, but yeah, it's just crazy after that. You just think,
Well, just want to put out there that I don't think either team played a good game. I mean, yeah, obviously a winner has to be crowned, but both teams did not play, at least offensively didn't play a good game.
Props to the defense. Because I know, like the Rams have such a good defense and the Patriots somehow have such a good defense, but we really didn't respect them as much just because, you got Todd Gurley who didn't play, but we'll get to that later. Tom Brady, you have all these great offensive weapons, and you just think like these defenses, there's no way they can stop these offenses, especially in a Super Bowl. And it was
because these offenses they've been lights out for the most part.
Yeah,
especially the Patriots in the postseason. It's insane how they didn't put up more points than this.
Yeah, it's cool. You don't see it a lot in the NFL, I feel like, seeing like a defensive battle. It kind of sucks being on the world's biggest stage, like the world's biggest game. You kind of wish that game is more of a shootout, but
yeah.
You don't see games like this in the NFL anymore, and it's kind of cool. You saw Peters was playing with so much passion. Hightower and
Dante
Hightower, Kyle Van Noy for the Patriots. They were all over the place. So it's kind of cool just to see that effort, see stuff like that. So,
yeah, like you mentioned Gurley. How Gurley? I kind of want to talk about that right now, actually. Yeah. So later, Gurley didn't really play. He ended up having more carries than C.J. Anderson, but
he did.
He ended up having 3 more carries than C.J. Anderson. Because I think in the second half they were like, okay, we're going to start running the ball more. But I part of it is, one, Gurley, there's something wrong with him. I think he must be injured or something. I don't know. Because he had like 3 carries to start the game, and then we never saw him again until like towards the end of the first half.
Well, because there was that sideline report that because he's been battling with his ankle all year.
No, it was a knee injury. He had like a knee injury week 15 or something.
Re-aggravated it.
Yeah.
Or something.
And every single day this week, he woke up, he felt something different.
It felt like the Malcolm Butler situation from a few years ago, though, with the Patriots.
No, that was last year.
Last year, yeah. How they held Malcolm Butler out. And I was like, is this the same with Todd Gurley? Because he's there on the sidelines. It looks like he's moving around. But, I mean, they said he was on the bike, so I'm sure it just had to be a knee thing.
Well, another thing I was trying to get at was then once the second half starts, they just couldn't even run the ball with anyone, really.
No.
They had a few breakaway runs. Like, Gurley broke one off for 16. That was, like, the longest run of the night from them. Other than that, though, they could not run the ball, so they were forced to pass. And then, obviously, look at the score. They couldn't pass either.
Yeah.
Goff was taking hits left and right.
We talked about forcing Tom Brady to pass. How about forcing Jared Goff to pass?
Jared Goff.
And forcing C.J. Anderson to pass block every play.
Well, you want to talk about you mentioned it. There was like a certain play where everyone was like running basically a crow route like on the left side of the field, and then they just stop.
Yeah, well, and then Jared Goff rolls out
Jared Goff rolls to the right, and nobody's helping him out.
Yeah, all those receivers are supposed to, fade off to the right, and nobody was moving.
Honestly, I feel like that was probably the entire game because Goff seemed like he was always just running and just looking for something, and he would end up just taking a sack or just throwing it out of bounds. Yeah, literally nobody was open at any point during the game.
And that's what, and honestly, I agree with McVay because it's what he said maybe an hour ago now.
Yeah,
he got out coached.
He said he got out. Yeah, honestly, you're supposed to be the greatest offensive mind in the league, and you only put up 3 points. And honestly, it seemed like every single time the receivers ran out for a route, there was a Patriots player there.
Right, yeah.
They were always in the right position.
Meanwhile, Edelman is open every play. Yeah. Every play.
Yeah,
on slant, doesn't even matter what it is. Out route, slants, whatever.
They could not cover him.
They covered Hogan.
Yeah, they covered Hogan.
Congrats, Rams. You put Peters on Hogan. Great. There's another wide receiver who's eating you up more. Put Peters on him.
I think it was after the game. The CBS crew or like whoever they are, like Phil Simms and I think Bill Cowher's another one of them. They were saying how it took the Rams too long to double team Edelman.
Yeah,
because towards the end of the game, he really wasn't as much of a factor because the big throws at the end were going to Gronk, especially that huge throw.
That's exactly what the Patriots want.
Where it's like, hey,
that's dead on what the Patriots want.
We're gonna work you with Edelman, and then you're gonna double team him, and that's when we're gonna hit Gronk over
when
the
your
top.
defense is tired.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you save Gronk's knees the entire game. Yeah, like the game, the Patriots really didn't play that well, but the game more or less went exactly how Bill Belichick sort of wrote it up.
Yeah, I'm sure this is. Yeah, the offense didn't do what they wanted to do. I mean, to the extent of what they wanted it to do. But if you look at the scheme of the game, the entire grand scheme of all of it, literally the Patriots played the perfect game.
They really controlled most of it.
They controlled the entire game.
Yeah.
It looked scary because the opening drive, Brady, his first throw, he throws an interception.
Yeah,
and they were running the ball down their throats, and we were like, "Oh my God, they got to stop the run! They got to stop the run! They got to force Brady to throw!" And literally, his first throw was an interception. I was like, "Wow, we were right."
Well, what did we say last podcast?
I was like, whoa.
Exactly in our predictions. Yeah,
I was surprised.
It's crazy to say, but you got to make Tom Brady throw, and then after that, of course, he threw amazing.
And then, then he just had open dudes. But even up until that point, like there was multiple times during the game where he just has Hogan.
Ogden.
Yeah. He has Hogan. Just like going one-on-one with Peters.
Yeah, on a go route.
Why
do you try that?
He throws it up. Hogan's like my height. And people don't know I'm like under 6 foot. And Peters is some super athletic dude who's easily keeping up with him.
Hogan played defense that entire night.
Yeah.
He bailed Tom Brady out of a couple of interceptions.
He did. And this has really nothing to do with the game, I guess, but it really just shows to you how they have no outside threat, this team. The Patriots didn't have an outside threat. That's why they want
Josh Gordon back. That's what I was saying. Like,
because imagine if they did have Josh Gordon, they probably would have won this game easily.
Oh yeah, 31-3. Looking at something like that, like it's insane. They
because
couldn't
those
go
huge Hogan plays, substitute Josh Gordon there. It's probably a lot. The success rate goes up way higher.
A lot of what the Rams were doing is just kind of sitting back and then tackling inside, the first down line, and it was working most of the game. You can't really fault that defense because that touchdown near the end of the game, that run play with Sony Michel, like that's just defense being tired.
The play before was the Gronk play, and then they just ran up to the line and handed it off. Like, yeah, they were exhausted.
Yeah.
All they did was like, we're gonna quickly get up to the line, and we're just gonna hand the ball off and punch this in.
When you're on that field that much time, that many times.
But then the following drive, the Rams have it, and they're driving, and you're like, yeah, the same thing. Well, the Patriots are tired at this point.
Yeah, and they got lucky. Like, it was a good interception, but that was a bad thrown ball.
Because Goff, the play before, he throws it up, just threw it up to the guy running. The go route, yeah?
Yeah, essentially.
Essentially just the guy running. He had one-on-one.
Almost like a fade to the corner of the end zone, but he didn't let him get to the corner.
Yeah, it was an incomplete pass, and then they went right back to it because he had an all-out blitz coming at him.
Yeah, he got pressured.
He knew, hey, there's only one dude back there covering him, and he just floated it.
Yeah,
like you said, he should have gone to the end zone, like his back shoulder.
Yeah, should have gone back. You have to throw that sideline.
You got to make sure they have no chance. The Patriots have no chance of even getting it.
Yeah, either receiver or no chance.
Yeah, you got to place that somewhere.
But it looked like the Drew Brees one where he gets hit as he throws, and it's kind of a lame duck up there.
Yeah, it was a weak throw. It was an easy interception, and then the dude just comes right in, and it was Gilmore too, of course.
So Edelman's the
MVP.
Super Bowl MVP.
Can we mention how our Madden game that we mentioned?
Yeah.
That we played, Edelman was MVP.
Well, and in that game too, he gets open. Well, and it's he gets open no matter what, and it's so weird, and that's exactly what happens in real life. But I was talking about last podcast about how his route running rating must be super high, and I was seeing a lot of tweets
that were saying the same thing.
Yeah, of just like NFL experts just going, man, his route running is on point tonight.
Well,
it's crazy.
He had 10 receptions, and his average yards per catch was 14.
Yeah,
he was every single time he caught the ball was a first down.
I mean, if you're a short wide receiver, if you're not as fast as some of these other wide receivers in the NFL, because there's a lot of wide receivers that just try to outrun a lot of these cornerbacks. But I mean, guys like Edelman, he's not the fastest, he's not the tallest. If he makes sharp cuts, like, you get open all the time. And of course, Belichick's system helps a ton too. They had all kinds of guys crossing in front of him, and a lot of tangles in that Rams defense that he was exploiting. But I mean, his cuts were amazing all night long. So props to him. But I don't know, like, he didn't score a touchdown all game. Does that affect it at all?
Like him getting the MVP?
The MVP, 10 receptions, 141 yards.
He dominated.
Because
he didn't score a touchdown. Sony Michel did score the touchdown, but it was easy.
Yeah,
honestly.
But 94 yards. I know it's on 18 carries, so the average isn't that good. I don't know what that average is. Average yards per carry, but...
hey, hold on. I can pull that up real quick if you want to keep talking.
Well, 18 divided by 94
is... 5.2.
Yeah, so... not... I was doing the wrong calculations. I hate myself.
94 divided by 18.
Yeah, so...
It was weird, though, because Michelle was able to break off for a 26-yarder, and Burkhead had a 26-yard rush as well.
Yeah.
Burkhead was used a lot. James White only carried the ball twice, and he got 0 targets in the passing game.
Well, that's why I had a sneaky suspicion the Patriots were going to win this game is just because of that offensive line. And they got more pressure on Brady than most teams have, but... that offensive line was opening up the biggest holes they have all playoffs, it seems like. They were opening up... One was... Here's the other thing I want to rant about. For the Rams, they kept sending four-man blitzes. And I know you're scared about Tom Brady throwing the ball, but when you send...
A four-man rush.
Four-man rush, essentially, yeah. They kept double-teaming Donald. They kept double-teaming Sue. Whichever way they were running, they just would double-team the star defensive tackle. And, I mean, Fowler's not doing anything all night.
Well, in the first half, they actually got to Brady a lot. They even had the sack.
But on the run plays, when you're able to do kind of the pulls and stuff like that, I mean, they're pushing those guys all the way back, and then they're going second level to the linebackers. Yeah. I mean, it has to be awesome to be Michel or Burkett right now with that team.
Well, yeah. But coming out of halftime, I don't think Brady was touched ever again. I think they figured out, like, hey, this is what they're doing, so we're going to stop them from doing it. And I think that's also another point where he's trying to say where McVay's getting at, I got out-coached.
Out-coached, yeah.
Because these guys made adjustments at halftime. I don't think I did.
It's just weird. How does McVay completely expose everybody except for Belichick? Is Belichick really that good of a coach?
Belichick is good of a coach. He's good. He's good. Like you said.
Honestly, greatest coach in the NFL right now. I think he proved it.
Yeah, I mean, now he's the oldest coach to ever win the Super Bowl. That
Such
means
a
nothing.
pointless, stupid.
There was when I want to talk about pointless stats, there was a lot of pointless records were broken.
Hecker, my boy Hecker.
I
love punting. Yeah, by 1 yard, the longest punt in Super Bowl history.
Now, is he something? Will you call that the Gapote, greatest punter of all time?
You're reaching hardcore with that. I'm so glad you didn't tweet that.
Greatest punter of all time.
You suggested if he would be MVP, and then he had a backwards punt right after that.
Yeah, but he broke the record. Record breaker. He had a record breaker. The Rams also broke the record for the most punts consecutively to start a game in a Super Bowl with 8, I think. They punted the ball 8 times in a row. It was also the first Super Bowl where in the first 3 quarters a touchdown wasn't scored. It was also the lowest score.
Because it's supposed to be the best offenses, essentially.
This is the lowest score in any Super Bowl ever.
And that's going back to the 60s.
Yes, literally, only 16. Well, I think it means Super Bowl era, so I don't know when the Super Bowl actually started.
I'm guessing Super Bowl 1, right? So 1968, I want to say.
Okay.
1967, something like that.
Yeah, I don't.
So late 60s. Funny story, I had my 7th grade English teacher would always brag that he went to the first Super Bowl ever. I'm just like, dude, that puts some miles on you, man. Like,
really?
We're already up to Super Bowl. I don't know what it was at that point, like 58 something. I don't know. But I was like, that makes you old, dude. But yeah, he would always. That's kind of cool. But he would always brag about that he went to Super Bowl 1.
That is pretty amazing, actually. That's something to brag about, I guess.
That is cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm right. It's the lowest in the Super Bowl era, lowest score ever. It beat the record of 21 in 1973, Super Bowl 7. The Dolphins, Redskins. Dolphins won 14-7. It beat that record 13-3.
Oh, and those football games were just like
they were all defense.
Run the ball every play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
and 14-7 was like normal.
Yeah,
this is not normal. 13-3.
Yeah,
but then after the game, I'm looking at it. We pulled up ESPN. I'm like, well, the over under Vegas had it at 22. Which I'm like, that doesn't.
Which I mean, they run computer simulations.
They knew something. I'm sure everyone betted the over.
Oh yeah,
most fans.
Well, do you want to talk about the guy who betted $10 million on the Rams?
Yes, the dude put $10 million on the Rams.
And how much was he gonna win?
I did the math. I don't know. I'm not the greatest at the sports betting thing, but I'm pretty sure if he won, he would have made $12 million. So I think he would have walked out of there with 22 mil in his pocket.
I want to say that the man's in tears at this point. But, I mean, it's probably pocket change for whoever that is.
I mean, if you guys bet the under, good for you.
I'm sure it's going to come out in 2 days exactly what billionaire guy it is that put that money
the owner of the Golden Knights. Not kidding.
Bill Foley. That man doesn't even know anything about hockey, much less football.
Yeah.
He owns a winery. He just owns the team for fun.
You brought up something very interesting before we started recording, is the home field aspect of it.
Yeah, because and that's what they were saying after the game. Brady was thanking all the fans, and he was like, it's basically being at Gillette. And you think about it, the game's in Atlanta. That's a much shorter flight or drive from New England than L.A.
And you also factor in the fact that even L.A. games, when they played in the Coliseum, it was always more of the other team there. Like, remember when they played the Eagles?
Yeah.
In the Coliseum, it was all Eagles fans. Or the playoff game against the... what's the team I'm trying to say? Against the Cowboys. It was mostly Cowboys fans in that stadium.
Uh-huh.
So they didn't even have a good home crowd all year. Now they have to go across the country. They're an LA team. And yeah, Boston's right there. Of course, like at one point they're chanting Brady.
Yeah.
During that, I think it was that drive where the touchdown drive.
And maybe part of it, some of those Rams fans left the stadium early, but no, exactly what you're saying. Like, it was loud. It was really loud for Patriots.
Yeah, we could literally hear on TV.
Not that there was much. Brady. Yeah, not that there was much for the Rams fans to cheer about all game, but yeah. Well, they're chanting Brady when Brady's really not doing.
Brady did nothing. The dude was 21 of 35.
Yeah. Like Michelle. But no, that's not as. Or Edelman.
Just chant for the defense.
Yeah. You have to give that entire defense, because you were talking about that. You just split the MVP trophy, and I'm sure that's what Edelman's doing. He's going straight into that locker room. And he's saying Here's the MVP trophy.
I know, because
I don't deserve this.
We were saying, like, either team that wins this, they got to give the MVP to the entire defense and special teams.
Yeah. Patriots defense could have buckled so much. They played with pride. I like much respect, honestly.
Yeah. Before I forget, I want to mention that drive where they had to settle for a field goal, the Rams, they had the touchdown to Brandon Brooks.
Brandon Cook. You said that before.
Because the Eagles have I think the right guard's Brandon Brooks. Brandon Cook. Or Cooks or is it Cook? I'm blanking right now. It's Cooks?
Yeah.
Okay,
Brandon
he was wide open in the end zone. You remember this? How he was he was literally wide open, and Goff did the same thing. He floated it to him.
Yeah.
And what you made a funny comment.
I made the Madden joke of when you accidentally tap the button instead of holding it down, and you were just watching the lame duck fly through the air as 8 guys converge on the ball.
Goff's head was down. He was just like, oh, I should have held it.
Well, I see what he was looking at because he was basically running a go route inside the red zone, which is a weird route to begin with. But
he was wide open.
He floated it like it was a go route. He didn't realize that he didn't realize Cooks was going to hit the back of the end zone that fast.
Yeah, by the time the ball got there, the Patriots player was able to sprint from wherever he was and get to him.
Yeah, he was nowhere near it.
He was nowhere near it. I don't know if he saw it late. And I'm sure he saw a little bit late, and then he floated it to him on top of it.
Yeah, those cornerbacks are going all out for that. That's a mental error because they were diving for every ball, every single linebacker, DB. Honestly,
and then they cut straight to Donald on the sideline, and he was just like, "Are you kidding me?" Like he threw his towel down. He's like looking at this guy. He's like, how much can we do?
That's
the score is
on Twitter right now.
We've kept the score at 3-0 in the middle of the third quarter. You can't give me one touchdown because they would have gone up.
I feel so bad for him.
Imagine if they go up 7-3 at that point. It's a different game.
Yeah. Man. It was a good game, but yeah, one play could have swayed the entire game.
And then one last thing I guess we can hit on is the field goal. Would you have gone for the field goal if you're the Patriots in that situation where it was like 4th and inches? And if you pick up the first down, it's game over. But if you hit the field goal, it's game over. But knowing that Gostkowski missed one from similar range earlier in the game, would you still go for it? Because it
ended up working out, right?
It ended up working out. Yeah, he hit the fild goal.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you're Belichick in that situation, what are you doing?
It's funny how passionate Tom Brady got about this. He was fun. I don't want to go too off track of what you asked, but he was fun all game because he sounded like a fan watching the game. And every time we would say something, Romo would say the exact same thing, and it was hilarious. But and I think he wants to become a coach too. But
it seems like because Romo seems really into the whole
here's
situational.
Exactly what I would do if I was a coach in this situation in McVay's job, which I'd be so much better in.
No, not at all. Romo's
I think he believes it though.
Maybe in this one game,
he wants a Super Bowl ring at all costs, even if he has to become the janitor for it. Just make it. Because, what was the situation at that point? Just make it
4th and inches. It was under 2 minutes. Basically, if you get the first down, game over. But at the same time, you hit the field goal, it's game over.
They were up by 7 and go up by 2 possessions. Yeah, with how good your defense is playing.
Because Rams had 0 timeouts.
You have to just kick the field goal and just just let your defense. Because honestly,
that's a good point actually.
And I think you show your team.
Your team.
What shows the defense more confidence?
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, and at the same time, it's like, what got us here to this moment right now? Our defense in this game.
Exactly.
We're not in the position.
Just let it ride out. Yeah.
Well, the spot was, I felt like it was generous because Michelle fell, and I don't know if it was that close to the line. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It was still marked 4th down, but I was trying to get a tweet out. I wasn't able to do it fast enough, and I couldn't find the GIF or whatever. Remember the index card a couple of years ago? It was like a Cowboys game. It was Cowboys-Raiders game. And it was like it kept the Cowboys in the playoff race because it was a 4th down. But then Gene Steratore, I don't know who the ref was. He pulled out an index card and he folded it.
I remember that.
And he put it down. He's like, first down. The ball was short, but then he put an index card in it. And it's like, well, the index card fits, so that's a first down. And I was like, this is index card close. I know they got rid of that afterwards, but I was thinking index card.
It's interesting how that was probably the most exciting point of the game. Like, we were all screaming as, like, the chains come out, and it was so
touching.
short.
I felt like it was touching. Like it was because the thing is, it was so exciting because if it's a first down, the game's over.
Yeah.
The Rams had 0 timeouts.
Yeah.
It kept them in the game.
And then,
snuck in.
man, what if
That ball-
Gostkowski had missed that field goal?
That's what I'm saying. I would have been nervous because he missed one like literally from a similar range for the first time.
And like what Romo was saying, I don't want to quote Romo too much, but what Romo was saying is like, what's the probability that he goes 1-3 in this game over 2-3? And who's this guy? Jim Nance?
Jim Nance was
yeah,
with
it was
them,
like, what? That doesn't make any sense. But like, it's Gostkowski. He's a big game kicker. You just gotta like,
you gotta put your
just
faith
gotta
in it.
trust him. Yeah.
And good thing they did.
And I'm sure he appreciated it. And
But
he's no small part.
If I'm Brady though, I'm like, dude, let me just sneak it. Come on, one last time.
No, are you kidding me? He doesn't want to.
I would have snuck it.
They would have aimed for his head. They would have dived
No
in.
hesitation. I'd be like, you're sneaking it right now.
Yeah, well, I was afraid they should have tried to get him to jump off sides. That's what I would have done. They just let the time roll out and then call timeout. I would have, because if they don't jump at the exact right time, it's a first down. The ball was that close.
It was that close.
So
yeah.
I would have just lined up and just tried to get
That's
him.
why I said Brady. If all he has to do is fall forward. That's
Yeah.
really all he had to do with that entire
Honestly.
defense. That's what I was thinking in my head.
Yeah. So.
And it would have been even a lower score because then they would have just kneeled the ball out. It would have been 10-3. Even more boring.
Awful.
Well, I saw a tweet from a guy. He said, "This game was hot trash." He's like, "You could not pay me $100 to watch that game again." He hated it that much. People
It's
people
a
that was
football game, and like.
I just think there was so much hype. I just think this game is.
Well, NFL marketing.
It was just underwhelming. It was like, oh, the young kid versus the old guy, and then we got this whole young versus old thing going.
Yeah, all that money spent on the Rams offense, and the greatest quarterback of all time, and
Well, this would be interesting going forward now. You had so it was like basically a team that had signed all the free agents. And it was
went
like
all out.
we're going all in, and then you had another team who had really no big names because that's how the Patriots do it, and this is all system. And the system won again. I hate saying it, the
System's gonna
system
keep
won.
winning.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So do you think going forward, you think more teams are gonna try to buy into the Rams thing? Was this enough for people to buy into the Rams?
well, it's hard to get a system because the system is just Belichick's genius.
I know, but do you think more teams now? Because free agency really up until as of recent hasn't been that big a deal in the NFL. I feel like just as of recent, free agency's been insane. So do you think now that like more teams are just going to try to do what the Rams did? Like, hey, we have a rookie quarterback. We're just going to sign the world, and we're going to trade for everyone.
When you get your rookie quarterback on a rookie contract,
and just try to do what try to get what the Rams did.
why don't you just try to find guys who work well together? I don't know why it has to be biggest name available. Just
Do the old-fashioned?
Well, because that's what they were saying. They were like, well, I saw an article earlier this week, and I told you about this, and maybe it's a lot of BS, but C.J. Anderson fits the Rams system better than Gurley does. Gurley has a lot more skill, a lot more talent, but that's the reason C.J. was fitting so well, is just because his game, the up the middle, grinded out game fits that Rams sort of scheme a little bit more than what Gurley's does. Because, we saw they were going in between the guard and the tackle with Gurley, or
Yeah.
between the guard and the center with Gurley. Why? Why is it not all outside the tackle?
Yeah, I know, it was weird.
Why are you trying to pound him inside when he's on a pounding running back? Get him on swing routes.
Well, that's the thing. Gurley's all year has been huge in the passing game, but this whole entire postseason, I feel like I haven't even seen him catch a pass once.
Yeah,
Especially today. I don't think he caught a
And I'm
single
sure
pass.
he'd be good because that's what the Patriots do. It seems like anything up the middle, they run Rex Burkhead. Anything kind of to the guard and tackle or outside the tackle, they do with Michelle. And then any other swing routes, they do with James White. And whoever's in the game, they sort of twist the scheme just a little bit to fit every guy who's in the game, their style and what needs to be done. And maybe they didn't use Hogan to the best ability tonight, but hey,
Maybe Hogan was just a decoy, I
honestly,
guess.
I think he was. He was just there to get Peters out of the way, and he did.
I'm just going to run out there
Peters
every
all the way down
time.
the field, yeah. That's insane.
I think there. If you look at, I'm going back to the Gronk pass and how he had some big catches towards the end of the game. That's essentially exactly what happened in the Chiefs game. They didn't go to Gronk all game, and at the very end, when it was time to win in overtime, or at the end of the fourth quarter when they got to time the game up, they're throwing it to Gronk.
So they're not forcing it to a player. I felt like they were trying to force it to Cooks too much tonight. The Rams.
The Rams are definitely trying to force it. But like going back to your Gurley comment, yeah, Gurley, he's good. He's good in the open field.
Yeah.
So if you get him the ball in the open
and
field,
they don't give him open field
and make guys miss, that's what he's good at. And he wasn't given that at all. That's why I question maybe he's not 100% with the knee. I think that maybe that's something that comes out.
When you run up the middle, guess what happens? You get hit more. That's honestly that's more damage on the knee. It's more damage on ankle, whatever, name it.
Yeah.
So, but gosh, Patriots.
So, one last question. Would you prefer Super Bowl 53 or Super Bowl 52? Which one was better?
52. Is that even
52
a question?
was way better.
Everybody agrees with that. Like, can we all agree finally on a sports opinion across the country that last year's Super Bowl was better than this year's Super Bowl?
One, the Patriots didn't win. Two, it was really high scoring.
Oh, Boston fans are going to be like, well, actually, 53 was better than 52.
Well, all last year, 52, the Patriots fans are just like, well, our quarterback threw over 500 yards, the most passing yards in history in a Super Bowl game or whatever. In the Super Bowl, it's like, you still lost to a backup quarterback, but we'll leave that.
Backup, quote unquote.
Is that a better story than 6? No, 6 is probably better. Like the 6 championships compared to the backup quarterback winning.
Yeah, I saw that. Everybody's arguing now, is Brady better than Jordan? And you can't make that argument. That's
completely different sports.
That's an apple to pears,
I mean, who has comparison. More? I guess you could argue
because they both have the same amount of championships now.
Yeah, they both have 6, but you could argue which one has more impact, I guess, on the sports world or their sport itself.
Which I guess people are trying to argue, but it's still like it's football to basketball. It's 2 different cultures.
I know it's completely different, but at that point, I would. I'm not biased or nothing, just biased. I would say Jordan for sure. Just talking about cultural impact, yeah.
Well, Jordan had more of an impact on the sort of low-income environments, and Tom Brady sort of had more impact on the high-income environments, if that makes sense. Just because I feel like basketball is more of a low-income sport than football is, and, Jordan kind of represents, I feel like more like, why am I blanking out on the name? The Toon Squad. What's Toon Squad from?
Are you serious? The Looney Tunes?
Shut up! It's
Space Jam.
Midnight Space Jam.
Space Jam.
like I just feel like with Space Jam kind of catered towards that.
I think
low income.
No, I think he was more accessible. I guess. I think Brady's perceived as like he's married to a supermodel. He's married to a rich person,
and that's what I'm trying to get at.
And he lives like he eats avocados all the time, and like he has like TB12. Like he is looked at as he has the life that no one has. Yeah, if that makes sense. Well, he's not relatable.
Jordan is in the Chicago sort of a little bit more of the slums area. His market is in that place, whereas Tom Brady's market is in the rich suburbs of Boston. So it's just kind of that. It's 2 different impacts, and they're both equally as important on each of their sports. So.
The one argument I would make for Jordan is by far the shoes, because before Jordan, no athlete had his own signature shoe.
Yeah.
And how big Jordan still is today, I just don't think Brady's endorsements have been UGG boots. And like that whole brand
and rich mattresses.
Yeah, like he like I said, he's just like no common man's gonna go buy himself an UGG.
Yeah.
Or
no man.
I'm
in general, sorry.
Yeah. Like it's just
nobody had the TB12 method before him too. Gosh.
Well, it is funny.
You're rich enough to buy avocados from Mexico to get that.
Oh, what a commercial! Yeah, actually, let's get into the commercials.
You want to do commercials?
Let's go straight into commercials.
Also, the whole Gronk TB12 method thing, like, just stop. He's not getting enough protein.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I guess that's
he's retiring anyway. He's not going to be a Patriot anymore.
Gronk's retiring. Yes.
That was an old story, and Bleacher Report held that in their back pocket for probably a week.
Oh, the TB12
posted it 3 hours before the Super Bowl just because they knew it would get the most clicks then. Because they knew it's an irrelevant story unless it's right before the Super Bowl.
Like I saw his a tweet saying, "Oh, even if he does retire, it's like he's like 4-time All-Pro, 3-time Super Bowl champion,
and some of his injuries have been freak injuries. Like say what you want, that he's not eating enough with the TB12 method.
He's retired. He just won a 3rd Super Bowl.
He had a crazy catch today. Yeah, no,
he had the most important catch today.
He almost had a touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that set up the touchdown. Good for him.
Yeah.
All right, so commercials.
What was your favorite?
My favorite commercial. You go first, because I can't think of one.
I don't know. Like
I guess hold on. If we kind of go, not in order, but the first one I remember is the Avengers. Want to talk about the Avengers one?
Well,
dude, Jackie was talking.
I don't like to watch.
She kept asking, "Is
that Superman?"
She said, "Is that Superman?" When Captain America was on.
Chris. Oh man.
And I was like,
Captain
honey?
America came up. She said she doesn't watch superhero movies, so forgive her.
Don't forgive her.
I don't like trailers though because I want to watch the movie. But it is.
It was cool. It didn't even show anything. It's just cool seeing them.
In game.
In game
now.
I can't wait. Can't wait.
Honestly, yeah. But I mean, I like the NFL one, like the official. NFL
that one was really funny.
It was
minus
cool.
Ninja, but I liked seeing all the players play football with one another.
Yeah.
And I think an underrated part for that commercial, my favorite part was when what's his name threw the ball, Peyton Manning did, and he's like, "That hurt."
Yeah.
That was really funny.
Or like saying old legends deck like the new guys.
Yeah. Who got? Tony Gonzalez had the ball at one point, and I think it was Von Miller like flipped him into the cake.
Like
that was amazing.
Like it's I know it's all photoshopped and it's all like Hollywood effects sort of stuff. But like
it's
kind of cool to think about like Von Miller going up against Tony Gonzalez. Like it's a Madden thing when you take the Legends team against like.
It was fun.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of cool. Minus Ninja, who shouldn't really be there, and Roger Goodell, who is just.
Yeah, let's not talk about that guy. There was one commercial that I missed. I missed the Bud Knight commercial. I think I was tweeting during that, but that's the one I've been seeing on Twitter. People talk about the most, other than the NFL one, was this Bud Knight one. You know which one that is?
I was really confused. I don't know.
Did you see it?
Well, for one of them, I don't. It was a Game of Thrones commercial, and the Bud Knight died.
Okay, I think that's the one people are referencing then.
And then like they had other. So they had a lot of stuff. Like they had a lot of commercials, different ones.
I kept hearing corn syrup. Where we're trying to get.
So they kept using their Coors Light's logo and name.
Oh, they're trying to like at them for using corn syrup?
Yeah, and they were like, here's everything that's in Coors Light, and here's everything that's in Bud Light, and like.
Bud Light's better because you don't got corn syrup.
We don't have corn syrup. I don't know. Because they're always like, yeah, Bud Light's more healthy. Like it's healthier for you, and I'm like, well, I mean, it's a beer.
It's a beer.
At the end of the day, it's still a beer. So sure. Yeah, I mean, less trans fat. I don't know. I don't drink beer, so.
Yeah. Any commercial that you just absolutely hated? Do you remember? Like, did you just watch one and you're like, oh,
there was a couple of them and I'm forgetting now. I think I erased them from my memory because they were so bad.
You kept mentioning robots.
Okay, yeah.
There's a lot of ones with robots.
What's the obsession with robots?
Yeah, there's a lot of robots. I saw people saying that too.
They're creepy. And there's like 3 of them.
Wasn't there one like Bo Jackson with robots?
Yeah. Well, okay, Sprint has this obsession with robots. Now I started with one robot, and now they have like 5 different robots that they have.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
And they had, like, their commercial made no sense. It had Bo Jackson, a flying horse, and whatever other stuff. Which, man, Bo Jackson has really let himself go. But, yeah, I don't know. And then there was that, something about accounting, and they had a robot.
Accounting?
Yeah, it's like a robot that wanted to be a CPA, and they're like, you don't have real emotions. That's why you can't be an accountant. I was like, real accountants don't have emotions either. So you're probably
really
fine,
adding
Mr.
accountants
Robot.
right now.
Honestly, I'm taking an accounting class right now. All of the worksheets we do are on the computer, and the computer calculates everything for me instantly. So actually, yes, robots do accounting.
Yeah, my grandpa's an accountant, and I talked to him about it, and I go, like, what do you need to know to be an accountant? He's like, you just gotta be able to type in numbers in the right place.
Honestly, that's honestly what it is. That's all I've learned from accounting.
He's like, just don't mess up though. Don't type in the wrong number, and don't type the wrong number in the right place.
Yeah, because then your books are off.
Yeah,
and they think you're stealing money. Yeah, there was another one where they were like, I can't remember all of it, but. They were like, robots are taking our jobs, they're taking over the world, and so that's the reason you need a robot to run your house. And I went, what?
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was me and Jackie looked at each other like, we don't understand that, because it was one like a home defense security, like, you know how Vivint Smart Home Arena or Vivint Smart Home you put cameras all over your house and like a Ring doorbell and stuff like that.
Yeah, that reminds
me. They were like, robots are taking over the world, and so here's a robot for your house.
That's weird.
But they were making it sound like a bad thing that robots are taking over the world.
Yeah,
so
but this one's nice. The one for the house ones are nice.
The house one is nice. The house one will take care of you. The house one won't spy on you.
There's one with Romo. He had like a Roomba, and it was like one of those things that clean up your floor, and he goes, "Oh, Romo mode." And he had like a Romo mode on it. It ended up being a commercial for Skechers, and I thought it was the funniest thing, just seeing Romo control a Roomba and then putting on his Skechers. It was pretty funny to me. I don't know. Tony Romo's a funny guy. I can't explain it.
There was a lot of them where they're doing like cross advertising because a lot of companies can't afford that $5 million for 30 seconds. So there's a lot of them that will be like, we'll split the price and both of our products will go into one commercial. It's kind of smart, actually.
Oh, to do the best one, okay, now that I think of it, was the Twilight Zone. Yeah, remember that? That was cool. How cool. Everything like disappeared.
I was intrigued.
And then Jordan Peele walked out, and I was like, "Oh, what is he doing here?"
It's smart because it looked like they were cutting back to the game. Yeah. And then it like started to go out, and I was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, I was like, "Well, this got my attention."
But we thought it was for Jordan Peele's new movie.
New movie, because I saw a trailer for it the other night when I saw Glass. And I was like, that's a weird movie. So I was like, maybe this is like a weird thing they're doing for it. No, it was Twilight Zone.
But
I guess so is it new episodes or are they just saying that we got
new episodes, I think, because
I want to sign up for CBS now.
At my grandparents' house, they have like a full DVD set of like all the different Twilight Zones, and I used to watch those all the time.
Dude,
I love Twilight Zone.
They had them on Netflix like our junior year. I don't know if it's still on there, and I would just binge watch Twilight Zone episodes.
Yeah, honestly,
they're just weird. I love them.
Like they're old and they're bad special effects, but like they're kind of cool. They're like interesting ideas.
Is like Jordan Peele gonna be like the narrator guy now? Because that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to
He's
watch
into
it.
the horror industry, which I don't hate.
This is good. That was a good one. And then hold on, one last one I want to mention because I'm kind of forgetting about the rest, honestly. But the Michael Bublé. I just remember I was looking down and you yelled Bublé and I was like what? And I look up and Michael Bublé. They're saying bubbly Bublé.
Michael Bublé is really big in Utah, and I'm really not sure why.
My grandma loves him.
Old women like him.
He has great Christmas albums.
And I knew that. Yeah, exactly. I knew that. And so when I went to high school in southern Utah, and all of my high school friends were like, I freaking love Michael Bublé, man. And I was like, what? He
probably has a great voice, honestly.
I mean, I like his 2 songs. Like he has Haven't Met You Yet and Birds Flying High. I don't know.
Birds Flying High.
Birds. I don't. That's not the.
And
that's
now
the name of the
hopefully
song,
he does a Bublé soda commercial or like jingle. Maybe now.
He's trying to make a comeback. I'm sure this is part of it. He loved that Super Bowl ad revenue though coming his way because he hasn't really. I'm sure he hasn't sold out a concert in a little bit.
I haven't heard his name in a long time.
No, that's why I saw him and I was like, I know him.
And it's just because his name sound. Oh, the Chance the Rapper one.
Oh yeah,
I like that one. Yeah, he like did like a remix of Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, I saw a lot of previews to that commercial.
And then it was like a Doritos thing. He's like, oh, it's like the old one, but now it's hot. Because he made the song hot.
Anything Doritos puts out is awesome.
I can't wait for 2019. Hopefully, it's a year of Chance because I need another album.
Isn't it their hottest chip or something like that?
Yeah, it's like a flaming hot Dorito now.
Yeah, but it's funny because in all the the preview commercials I'd seen on YouTube, he would take a chip out and he'd eat it. And his face would instantly just be like, holy cow.
He can't handle it.
And then like the commercial would cut out. Like his face would instantly change right when because he'd stick an entire chip into his mouth. And I'm like, that is suicide. With
he did it.
Flaming hot Doritos.
And you're getting paid a lot of money from Doritos. You do it.
Oh yeah. If they'd be like, can you eat this flaming hot Dorito full for $1 million? I'd be like, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Getting off the commercials, let's quickly jump into real quick the halftime show. What's your thoughts on Maroon 5?
Adam Levine was being very sexual, more sexual than all of the ladies.
Towards the end, every single new song he was taking another piece of clothing off until he was shirtless.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about his tattoos.
It was cool, like when he took off the jacket and he was like moving around. Because
it seemed like he
and then like took the shirt
off the shirt. Well,
his tattoos are not cool.
I wasn't digging the tank top myself. I was not liking the tank top. I was already like, this is kind of weird. And then he took off the tank top. I was like, oh my god. And he had a California tattoo like across his stomach and like random other ones all over the place. It's like, what were you doing?
Yeah, I feel uncomfortable when like a woman performer gets really sexual in the halftime show.
It's not Adam Levine.
Adam Levine took it to another level. I was like, this is, oh man, yeah. It was
It was interesting. And I know you love SpongeBob, so what do you think about the little SpongeBob?
They should have played the entire thing. They didn't play enough of it. Like, it's cool to have, like, the little stuff, and, like, all the SpongeBob memes from that point on were fantastic. But have you ever seen the actual...
Yeah, that's, like, a famous one. I've
Seen
seen that one, yeah. I've seen that one.
So, like, I saw it, and I was like, oh, they should just play this. If they just played this and, like, photoshopped it to be inside, like...
Mm-hmm. Well, the people I follow... They all love Travis Scott, or like for the most part, and people were sad. They're like, "Wow, they really just used Travis for just sicko mode," and it's like, "Yep, that's all they
Why
cared
did
about."
Big Boy get more time than Travis Scott?
Because who's Big Boy?
I don't know. There's so many rappers and people.
Big Boy's definitely an older one. That song that they were singing, I recognized it. It's from a while ago though. It's nothing recent.
Yeah,
it's just because he seems like the Atlanta guy.
He's like this surprise, and you're like, there's a reason you didn't market him.
And we must talk about the man from Atlanta, allegedly. 21 Savage is getting deported to the UK. 21 Savage is British. Any thoughts on that? I mean, don't say
What are
anything.
your thoughts on it? Because I didn't know really who 21 Savage was.
It's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life, knowing that this dude is like acts all hard that he's actually British. I mean, I'm sure he did kill
British
people and stuff.
are hard too. But like, but tea and crumpets kind of.
Well, yeah, we talked about it. Like, we were thinking about like the public image of British people is like more elegant and like a lot nicer than Americans, and the fact that 21 Savage is a British person is just so funny to me. I hope it's true. I mean,
he's already been deported, so it better be true. Unless ICE got it wrong.
ICE got it wrong. Well,
wouldn't that be a yikes?
And any last thoughts about what happened tonight during the game, I guess?
Not that I can think of. We'll probably have more to talk about on Wednesday. Well, are we going to talk about the guy in the locker room?
Oh, yeah.
A guy stole a security jacket and went into the Patriots locker room. Here's what's funny about that is, remember how Brady's jersey was stolen?
Yeah, it was stolen,
a few years ago? Do you think that's the same guy?
Well,
Going back in to steal the jersey
I don't know
again?
if his jersey was stolen again, but I saw like him in the locker. I think maybe it may have been a joke. I didn't click on the video, but people were asking, "Hey, where's your jersey at?"
Yeah,
and Brady was like, "I don't know."
He immediately when he got in, because I'm sure security learned their lesson.
Do you think this is the same guy? That would be cool.
Maybe. Did they catch the guy? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Did they catch the guy who? Because I know they found the jersey. They originally found the jersey.
Okay.
But I think they found like a buyer. They found the buyer of the jersey. They didn't find the seller. So I think the seller's still out there, and I think that might be the guy. Because the last time the jersey was stolen, he went in with a press pass, a fake press pass.
Nice.
And this time, he might have gone in with a security jacket.
That's a good idea, though.
And security was like, "You don't work here. Like, we know who works here, and you don't work here." And it's funny, you have to watch the video, but he goes, "Who gave you the jacket?" And he looks at the security guard right in the face. He goes, "You gave me the jacket, remember?" And the guy's like, "Get the jacket off."
You know what's amazing, though? Is that to even get all the way to the locker room, that's all he did was just probably look people straight in the eye, dead serious, and be like, "I deserve to be back here."
Sounds worth it. If I got to stand next to Tom Brady for 5 seconds.
I mean, if you're just super confident,
and all I have to do is
people
pick up a
will
jacket.
buy it.
Yeah, well,
That's
there's
the crazy
that guy who came out and said, "Yeah, I've gone to several of the biggest sporting events on earth for free because I walk through the VIP entrance, and all you have to do is look confident and say you're a part of somebody's entourage. You have to find out who's going to the event and say you're part of his entourage, and they'll let you through."
That's amazing.
Yeah. And now that guy came out and admitted everything, like they're starting to crack down on that a little bit more. But yeah, it's just hilarious.
And did you want to give the last before we go, like a trivia thing?
Oh yeah, so we
got some trivia.
I just saw this on YouTube, and
So
I was like,
random.
we should put some trivia into our show. So the song "Win" by J-Rock.
J-Rock.
How many times does he say the word "win"?
It's a song where he goes win, 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 win.
Win, 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 win.
It's basically him.
Freak everything else. Win, 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 win. How many? I got this from a YouTube comment, so I'm not 100% sure it's one.
We don't double check.
But I'm pretty
check
sure.
here.
No, we don't ever. I don't have enough time to double check facts. It sounds about right though. I was trying to count it up in my head, listening to the song. It sounds about right. How many do you think it is?
How many times? I don't know, so I'm gonna say like maybe 50.
Higher.
Higher?
Yeah.
Like 70?
Lower.
65?
A little bit lower.
61?
62.
62.
Yeah.
62 times.
62 times.
See, now next time when you
Now
hear that
you know.
song, you hear that song and you're with someone, you go, hey, how many times do you think he says win in here? And you say 62.
I bet you were expecting to hear that on the Unathletic podcast.
We're on Athletic.
After 40 plus minutes. After 40 plus minutes of Patriots talk.
All right, let's wrap this up. Let's hit up, follow us.
Yeah.
Everyone follow us.
Follow us on our Twitter. We'll be doing some more live tweeting. A lot of funny tweets.
Just tweets, yeah.
And we'll be retweeting some funny stuff we see.
Give us
Twitter.
questions.
Give us questions on our Twitter, our Instagrams.
Anyway.
DM us. Definitely, we'll try and answer your questions during Friday's show, or if we get a ton of them, we'll start answering them on Wednesdays or Monday's show.
Yeah.
And anything else you want to plug?
No, that's about it.
I think so. It's
Go
really
Eagles.
late at night. I'm going to go to bed.
New season of
I'm
football.
so tired. Bye, guys.
See ya.